Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Kevin's Barbecue Joints, and this one's really great. It's with Ashley and Isaac from Pitforks and Smokerings in Slaton, Texas, which is about 15 minutes southeast of Lubbock. Number one, I'm a huge fan of their location. It's a 1965 Texaco that they converted into their barbecue spot, which just sounds rad. But their food, if you see pictures of their food, and if you are on the YouTube side, look at the intro, I have a montage of their food. They're putting out amazing barbecue. The Panhandle has such great barbecue, and they are one of the reasons why it does. So during this, we find out how they met, and I've often thought, and through doing these interviews, I've realized that like there's these little things in your life that if this little thing didn't happen, all these other things wouldn't happen. And how they met is that little thing. Like if this moment that he describes and that they describe didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing this interview with them. So I find that interesting, and I think that you will too. And we learn how they progressed to starting to serve barbecue. This was Isaac's dad's place, and the different things that they tried out. If you're just starting out in barbecue with a restaurant or a pop-up, you probably will understand or realize the things that they talk about, the little things that they tried, the things that didn't work, and where they are today. They discuss their menu in depth. It sounds amazing. They do a lot of things that other places don't do, which is really cool. And how you order and how you set up, and their seating is outside, and how they're going to be adding additional seating, and how they're going to be at Pit Stop 2 for the Texas Monthly Barbecue Road Trip, which is going to be at Evie Mays, Stop 2. It's so much fun. They're really, really great. The dynamic between the two of them is fantastic, and I think you're going to really love them as people, want to visit them just to see them, and they talk about their employees too, which is cool. It's not all the interviews that I do, people mention the specific employees by name, so it's a family. And I think the takeaway that they want you to have and that I want you to have from listening to this and watching this is that this is like visiting their home, and they want you to feel that way. I can't thank Ashley and Isaac enough for taking the time. I know you're going to want to visit them when you head out towards Lubbock. The Kevin's Barbecue Joints podcast and YouTube show is brought to you by Flores Tortillas. You can check them out at florestortillas.com. And as I've mentioned, every Monday, 10 a.m. Texas time, they go on sale on the website. They sell it quickly. He sells them in batches of a dozen. You could ship them anywhere in the United States. Make someone happy. They're such phenomenal tortillas. They're made with smoked beef tallow. They're ridiculous. I love them. They're my favorite. Michael's a great guy, so you could also grab their stuff at a number of barbecue spots. I have a post on that with a list of all those places where they put them in tacos, or some of them sell them in dozens in their cases. And also too, if you do order them and get them, make sure you pop them in the fridge, because they aren't made with a bunch of random ingredients that can stay on your shelf forever. Again, that's florestortillas.com. Check them out. And I have a website at kevinsbbqjoints.com with links to all my podcasts and YouTube show, as well as lists on what knives barbecue joints use, cutting boards, sharpening and honing tools. I have this massive list of custom pit builders I'm working on and adding to, so it's there. There's about 80 now. But at the end, stay safe. Thanks so much for listening. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm all over the place. It's been a long day already. Well,
It's been a long day here too. We had an eye doctor's appointment this morning. I think it's been like 5 or 6 years since we even got to go to the eye doctor.
mm-hmm.
And then
Wow.
our washer broke, so he was fixing the washer, and we're like rushing, like it's almost 6. Come on, we got
Well,
it fixed. We're good to go.
I'll keep that in there because I want people to know. So it's been a busy day. So how are things for you guys right now?
Man, it's going good. You know, it's if anybody's in the service industry or anybody knows about service industry, man, it's a roller coaster ride, man. You got loops, turns, twists. Sometimes you're going forward, sometimes you're going backwards, man.
I can imagine, yeah.
You know, it's a lifestyle, and man, we're loving every bit of it. You know, it's humbling, you know, at times, and it's stressful. I mean, it really is blood, sweat, and tears, man. But you know, it's exciting, man. It's something you're passionate about. You just push through with all that, and
You get a lot out of it, right? Like out of like the interaction with people and serving people. Like that's I don't talk a lot about. I haven't talked a lot about that on the show, and there's something about that generosity and serving food and having people like it's special, right?
it is.
Yeah, it's great. Isaac a lot of times stays in the kitchen and works Griddle, so none of our employees have to, because it's 8,000 degrees right there where you're cooking buns and making plates and all that. So he doesn't come out of the kitchen too much unless he's like poking the fire or if someone wants to say hello or whatever. But me and Carla mainly deal with customers and Irma, but we try to remember their names and, you know, if they went on
Love
vacation
that.
the week before, or, you know, how many kids they have, or, you know, whatnot. And so we try to make it feel like a family, like you're going to
Mhm.
your grandma's house or, you know, something. It just, your grandma's house is in a gas station.
Wouldn't that have been, that would have been interesting if my grandma was a
Yeah.
gas station. But that's also, there's something so special about going to places like that when they remember your name or they remember something that you like, or remember, like you said, they're on vacation, they came back, and that's
Yeah.
we and more
It's
so than ever.
important. It's
We need
little,
it.
but it's important.
It's little, but it's big.
Yeah.
It's and you walk away and too, like it's not the worst business practice, but you're doing it because you love it and you love people, and you want to
Right.
do, and like people don't realize you guys wouldn't do this if you didn't love doing what you're doing or really be passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah, man. People alone, just people in general. There's so many different people out there, man. It's like you meet the whole world in an hour. You know, with as many people sit there, and you know how many stories you hear, and how what what they're about, man. It's kind of like we had this conversation about with a couple friends of ours. You know, like our employees. You know, our runners that are taking out plates. You know, our restaurant is you place your order, we bring your plate out, your tray out to you, you just have a seat.
Okay.
So the whole point of, you know, the service industry, man, you've got to learn who that person is in the matter of 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, from the minute you walk out there and you call their name, you've got to read that person. You've got to be able to read, you know, how their day is, you know, what their environment is, you know, who they, what they like, you know, because, you know, you're serving them a tray of food and they're taking their time to recharge their body and to come and support. So
they're taking their hard-earned money to spend it on that food.
Mhm.
exactly. So you have to, you know, we are really heavy sticklers on, you know, hey, get to know everybody, talk to everybody. You know, sometimes, you know, that's the only time that they're going to be able to have something good happen that day. You know, and you know whatever happens.
That's very true. How did you? So I want to talk about your restaurant. I want to talk about Slaton, but how did you guys meet? Or is that
So we have been together for
15.
15 years,
Yeah.
I think.
That sounds good.
Yeah. We dated for 7 years and then we've been married for 8,
okay?
right? Okay.
Mhm.
So we met at this bar in Lubbock. It was called Shooters at the time. And
I was actually leaving. We were talking about this last week.
yeah, like a few days ago.
How we met. I left the concert, Story of the Year concert, and
Oh,
a cousin of mine was working at that bar right across the road. So after the concert, went over there and just wind down, had a couple of beers, and I'd been there for a while, and then apparently she was too. And we just kind of been there the whole time, and she was walking by, or I was walking by going to the bathroom, and she was sitting there with, I guess, a group of her friends, and she asked one of her friends if she could, you know, follow her outside to take her jacket because she was holding her jacket the whole time in her arm.
It was cold. It was like
Yeah.
January or February or something. It was cold.
So I'm passing by and I kind of hear them talking, and her friend turned around and just straight up told her no, and then turned back around. And at the same time, I heard that and I kind of looked and I said, "Hey man, that's pretty effed up," you know. And she looked at me and said, "That is." I was like, "Yeah." So I said, "I'll tell you what." I grabbed her jacket and put it around my arm. I said, "I'll hold it for you. Buy you a drink."
that is
Worst day of
so.
my damn life, man.
That's hilarious. Well, it's funny, you know. I've been thinking, I think maybe because of the pandemic, more and more about how little things, like if this didn't happen, you wouldn't know this person, or you wouldn't have found each other. Like if that moment, you might not have been together if it wasn't for that little. What's the odds of that happening? I guess not 100%, but they happen. But
she ended up moving to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, but a few months after that.
Yeah, I think it was like a month or so after. I went for makeup school and ended up just kind of staying down there. And he moved down there. We lived in Fort Lauderdale for 4 years, and he worked for the railroad, and I did hair and makeup. And then Florida got to him. We moved back. We were just talking about this yesterday or the day before with a friend. They asked why we moved back, and we were telling him, you know, Isaac was over Florida. We were both kind of over it, and he had gotten offered a railroad job in Dallas, but we had moved back right when the bath salt like craze came out, and
Oh
the
gosh.
people
Oh,
were
that one.
eating their faces off like on the causeway bridges and
That
stuff.
was,
So
I
we
remember that
left.
exact
We
one.
had
That
had a
was nuts. I
yeah,
forgot about
yeah.
that.
We were
Ugh.
moving right at that time.
I was like, man, baby, it's time to go. They eating face mode here now. They're running. We gotta go.
Yeah, who would have thought that something like crazier than that would have happened? But it was. Yeah, I
Yeah, we
wonder
thought
what.
that was a epitome of crazy, but that
It takes a lot of people to make this world go around, man.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, yeah, I don't even want to get into it because I have no idea how they were. They in, I don't know if they were drinking it or smoking it or snorting. I don't know.
They're smoking it,
I
man.
don't know.
Oh, they were
Yeah,
smoking. Is that what it was?
Like crack. Like that. Dang, it's tough times over there.
Yeah, when you're smoking
But
bath
that was a
bombs.
while back though.
But I think there was a lot of instances like where people were doing it, and it was mostly Florida, but it happened I think like in California, like some weird places in
Mhm.
California too. So then you
Yeah.
guys made it back.
Around the
So
world.
did you work for the railroad for a while, and then your dad's was it your dad's gas station? Is that what it was, or was it was a repair shop? Or I'm trying to. I
Yeah,
was
actually, it was my dad bought the business, and in his first day of business of owning that shop was January 1st, 1981,
okay.
and I was born November of 1981, so I've pretty much been there and born and raised there my whole life. And then after graduating high school and everything, I wasn't gonna go to college, man. That's not my style, man. So I just started working and ended up on the railroad. And after all that came through, I came home to visit my mom and dad on Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm sitting there deep frying the bird for my parents and talking to my dad. And my dad's like, hey, I'm getting to that age to where, I can't turn their wrenches anymore. So the shop's there if you want it, it's yours. So
Oh,
I kind of thought about it for about 10 seconds. I was like, yeah, all right. I said, let me put my notice in, and it was done after that.
and you guys were together then. It was then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still together.
But was it? But yeah, still together. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
This would be this would be a very awkward interview if you guys were. But is there gas too, or is it just a gas station that was converted to doing repairs and doing?
No, it was a small 1965 Texaco gas station,
Oh,
and then they had the little mechanic shop right next to it. So he actually did both, man. He worked by himself until I got
oh my
older.
gosh.
He ran a full service gas station. He ran a full time mechanic shop all in one. So
Man.
every time he would sit there and be turning wrenches on the car, somebody would pull up and the old little bell thing. You run
Ding,
over,
yeah.
you come running out and you start pumping their gas, washing their windows, checking tires and all that stuff.
Checking the oil.
Yeah, he was a warrior, man. But
Even when you took over, I remember like we were dating. We had been dating for a good minute, and I remember like the little old ladies or just people in general would pull up to get gas, and here we go, Cruz. He would like waddle out there and go pump their gas and clean their windows and check their oil. And it was with like the full service gas stations weren't even a thing anymore. Like people didn't do that anymore, but there he would go out there, and some people might give him $1, $2.
Some people they didn't bring him like lunch. Have you ate, Cruz? Oh yeah, here you go. But yeah, it's small town Texas.
I love those. They had those for a while when I was a kid too. I'm a little bit I'm a decade older than you are, but they had those, and that was a neat thing. But I know that was it went away, and I don't think there's probably some. I hate to say, like in a wealthy neighborhood, like a place where people still expect it, like some of the older customers I bet people do come out and they help them out and they would do that, but I don't think that's something so then. And your father's name was Cruz, right?
Yes, sir. Cruz.
And I just want to say, like, let people, my condolences. He passed away last year, and so
thank you so much. Appreciate that.
This is awful, and we're not going to get into it. That's for another time. But I.
Yeah.
So
that's when you come down here, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe shed a tear over a beer or two. Sometimes you got to do that, man.
We could definitely commiserate. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's with I would, and I just want to see you guys and hang out in real life and let people know that I do exist beyond this little thatch thing or my like tweets or Instagram posts. But I do like so. Then was it his idea that you should start kind of selling food too? Is that kind of how I wonder? I always want to get, because I read the Daniel article a while ago. Was that kind of, you guys thought, well, it might be smart to feed a couple days a week to do food, and you were into barbecue right before, right?
Yeah, actually, it got to the point to where, hey, mechanicing, I enjoyed it, but that, it was just a job, man.
Hmm.
And that was actually my dad's passion. So,
Yeah.
uh, got to talking to him about it one day over breakfast there at the shop, and I was telling him about, hey, barbecue, I enjoy doing that. And the first thing he told me, he's like, if there's something that you're good at and that you can enjoy and love doing it, by all means do it. He said, if you want to do barbecue, because you don't want to end up, we put up them crooked old arthritis hands from turning wrenches when their fingers were like crooked as hell. So he's like, you don't want to end up like this. So if there's something else, he goes, the building's here, it's yours. There's a kitchen right there. Have at it.
Wow.
So
That's great advice. And that's kind of him to do too.
yeah, exactly. So it got to the point to where I would, I'd make a brisket here at the house and kind of sample it out. We had 4 guys there that used to come in, old railroaders and farmers and average Joes, that they would come into the shop and they would play a domino game there at the shop.
That's so
And
cool.
so they were our guinea pigs, man. So every time we would come through, I mean, little old men, they don't care, man. They just they get free food. So
yeah. It's a highlight of their day.
they were cool, man. So they were kind of our guinea pigs. And if you want honest opinions, man, feed a 65-year-old man and he'll tell you, oh, it tastes like crap. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. Like kids don't have a filter, and then when you're older, you don't have a filter. Like you lose it.
Yeah.
No, it's expired. They filter fell off a long time ago.
So were you still wait? So at the time, then were you doing stuff in cosmetology? Were you working?
Yeah. So
the shop or something? Or?
Yeah, I did hair at a shop for 12 years, maybe, I guess. I think it was 12 years. And then I went back to school and got my instructor license. And I taught cosmetology here in Slaton for 3 years, I believe. And that was right when we were getting going with the barbecue. So he was still doing mechanic work. I was still doing hair at a shop and teaching. And we were doing barbecue. And then if his parents were ever sick or anything, we would do burritos for him in the morning. And it got to the point where we just couldn't do any of it. The barbecue was getting busier and busier, and which I'm so glad it did, because I think that was the best decision for all of us.
That's great. Yeah. For all of us here too. Yeah. For everyone listening to this or watching this. So, but do you remember the first, like, when were you guys, what year was that when you guys were first serving barbecue?
2017. We just had our 4-year anniversary last week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So August 17th, 2017, I think. Yeah.
Did you have a pit that you built yourself? I'm assuming that would be something you could do if you wanted to.
Man, honestly, I hadn't built one, but at the same time, I was like, if I have to, I will. But I've got a friend of ours that built our first actual propane 500-gallon pit, and he's working on our 1,000-gallon. But yeah, we started on this little old, I guess, a 300-gallon fuel cell for a locomotive.
Oh,
that was our first pit.
Wow.
And it was crazy how that ended up with us, man. I had a farmer that came through and he brought it over to get a couple tires swapped out on it because he was about to sell it. So he took the new tires and put some old tires on it. Well, when he brought it over, first thing I thought, man, that's a ugly pit. So,
it was rough.
Yeah,
it was pretty rough.
It was pretty wore out. So he left it there all day, man, and he knew what he was doing. So the longer it sat there all day, the more I got looking at it and, man, this actually works. So this could work. By the time he came back to pick it up later that evening, I asked him, I was like, hey, man, how much you want for this bit? He's like, man, I want, let me say, he was asking 600 for you. I said to you for 5. I was like, well, so you mind if I take it for the weekend and give it a test drive? He's like, no, go ahead. He's like, go ahead. And
oh, wow.
I paid him the 500 and it stayed there with us. And ever since then, that's what we started with. It's a little old, it's on a trailer. So we just, every night we would move it in and out of the shop, or every weekend we get ready to start serving.
Oh, yeah, we would. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we would drag it into the actual mechanic shop and lock it up in there.
That's
and
smart.
Then when Thursday would come through, open the door and drag it back out, set it up, and it was like we were kind of doing pop-ups at our own spot,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a little like closer than you than most people.
When
Yeah.
we started with that one, they would cook in the back of our building.
Okay.
And there's no, like, we're on the highway. There's another gas station behind us, but then around us is just pretty much open field. And then there's some houses and stuff kind of a little bit further away. But so there's no wind block, there's no nothing out there. So they used to cook in the back. Well,
In the north.
yeah, and you're facing the north. So whenever the wind would blow, it would screw up his firebox or
Yeah.
whatever. So they would drag it, fire going, briskets on, water pan in the smoker, and drag that booger around to the front of the shop where there was at least some kind of wind block up there. I forgot about all that. That's funny.
Yeah,
Now
that's
we're not doing that anymore.
yeah.
So isn't that
was
weird
fun,
that and but you made that work?
Yeah, had to.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice.
Yeah, people were expecting, hey, y'all gonna be open? Yeah, we're open. And wind's blowing like hell. It's raining and snowing. Oh shit, drag it around.
I wish you had
There we
footage.
are.
I wish we could like insert footage of that right now. That would be so funny
Oh
for
no,
people
no,
to see.
that's good.
It's probably better than
Let that be.
you don't want that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like in someone's imagination. They can imagine what it was like. It was stressful, I'm sure. Well, wait, before I forget, because I wanted to ask, how did you get the name?
We went down to Houston. We were actually going to get a food truck and went down to Houston to meet our cousin, and we got to looking at it and got to the point of getting a blueprint of the trailer. So we're like, okay, this will work. We can do this. So we got home that evening to his house or to their house, sat in the backyard and just brought out a pen and pad and some paper and came up with all types of names and case of beer and a bottle of Maker's Mark later, man. We came in with a Pitforks and Smokerings. And
I love it. I've always wondered.
yeah, so we stuck with that, and ever since then, it's like, okay, it's working. So short term of it, the short version of Pitforks is, it's not Pitforks and Smokerings BBQ. Everybody calls it Pitforks, which
Yeah, they call it pitforks or pitchforks.
Yeah, pitchforks, right? I bet people probably accidentally think that it's pitchforks. Yeah.
Pitchforks and smokerings.
Yeah, you'll hear customers, well, we got pitchforks. It's like, yeah, okay.
I guess it could be PNS, right? Do people say PNS or no?
No.
Or just me this one time. No, I'll say pitchfork. I think that's well, we didn't have enough beer or Maker's Mark to make that one make any sense.
Once you get down here.
Yeah. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up at a different time. We'll see if we can.
There you go.
It'll still sound
man,
just as stupid.
The name came through, man. But we went through a lot of list names. We still actually have a copy of the different names that we were going through.
Yeah,
man.
a whole list of everything.
Mhm.
But how did you guys formulate your
So we
menu?
stuck-
Like, did you formulate your menu as you went? Like, did you just first do like brisket, maybe brisket sandwiches or something, or how would you?
Yeah, we did only brisket
Mhm.
and sausage.
Yeah, brisket and sausage.
Brisket and sausage. I don't even think, I can't remember, but I don't think we did sandwiches.
Mhm.
Oh,
No, we didn't even do sandwiches. We sold
don't
it by the
think
pound
We
and
did
by the link.
sandwiches, yeah, by the link or by the pound is pretty much all we did. And then when we did start serving sandwiches, you started serving them on hoagie rolls because we wanted to be different. So the hoagie roll, before we even started serving barbecue, we went through a stint of making hoagie sandwiches, like
Mhm.
good sandwiches, and people still get mad at us because we're not making sandwiches anymore.
I want us one for like ever. So now I'm gonna get it to them. Don't worry about it.
Arnis wants one.
Yeah. Don't keep stuff. I ain't forgot about it.
So we did the hoagie rolls for sandwiches and kind of wanted to be a little bit different, and that did okay, but it wasn't the best idea, I don't guess, that we had.
Yeah, everybody's got them stories, man. So we're gonna try this. We're gonna do it like this. Hell no, man. It's gonna change like a million times before you actually find your actual niche with it, man. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. So
And you got to
just
find like what
gotta-
the customers will tell you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And honest customers are the best customers, man. They can be as blunt as hell, which is like, all right, I'm not worried about your attitude or whatever it is, but what was wrong? Okay, let's fix that. We got it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you got to do to survive.
But you
man.
would serve it with the by the pound. You serve it with bread, right? With white bread and
Hell no, it's just meat.
oh, just me. Really?
Straight meat. Here you
I
go.
don't even know.
Crackers? Not even crackers?
I think we had pickles and onions.
Man,
I don't think we did jalapenos. I'm not even for sure if we did barbecue sauce.
We didn't.
Hey,
I think
hey.
it was just the meat and like brisket and sausage, and that was that.
Literally, man, it's like here's barbecue. That's it. It's not.
Yeah, how long did you guys do that for? And that's cool. I think that works. Like it was working for your clientele and the people that.
Oh yeah, that had been about a year. Maybe now I take that back. Probably
It was probably 3 or 4 months because I think
something like that.
someone, I forget who came in like 2018. Well, it had to have been a year that we served it like that.
So somewhere around there. Let's call it a year.
Yeah, because I think the article that I read from Daniel was 2018, and that was, and you had a more extensive menu then, right?
Yeah. Which when he came in, we were still serving. We did pickle spears because nobody did pickle spears, and again, we wanted to be different. But being different thing was going to kill us. And we would put them all in those little individual like Ziploc snack bags, like the little ones. We put everything in that. So your 1 or 2 little pickle spears would go in a Ziploc bag. Your onions would go in a Ziploc bag. Your jalapenos, golly. So much money on Ziploc bags.
That sucks, man. But hey, man, it's learning curves, man.
What was the thought process because people were traveling with it? You didn't want it to
bleed into some.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We just
it sounds like it's so funny. You're just winging it the whole time.
It's the most hygienic way to do this. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, we do that at the house where you can't do shit at the house. You gotta make it look good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the struggles are awesome, man. Just going back and reflecting on them, you're like, damn, we've come a long way.
Oh, that's good. But it seems like you guys have a good attitude about it. I'm sure there's times where it was like frustrating as hell, but I'm sure that because you guys were in it together, it was that you were able to kind of bounce these things off like, honey, this isn't working, like we should probably change.
There's a lot of bickering and back and forth with each other.
One rule that we have, and all of our employees know, that we don't work in the kitchen together, and we don't work out like in front of the restaurant together. So either me and Carla are taking orders and Isaac's in the kitchen working with John Michael and Nate and Irma, or I'm in the kitchen working with them and Isaac's outside, but we're never in the same spot together because it is going to turn into a
WrestleMania. Throwing it through the window.
at least you guys have figured that out. Like it's good and it makes sense. Like it's also too, you're married, so it's like it's nice to have that separation, and you have kind of defined spaces that you deal with, and then you go home.
And that's hard as hell, man. You're married with each other and you're running a business together. Man, that ain't easy.
No,
you got to find each other's balance. Your what do they call it? Your woo-saw and all that stuff. There's a lot of that going on. Boy, you're like, oh man, calm down, go to the other room.
A lot of deep breaths, yes.
Go inside. But now it's working out, man. It's fun. You got to learn how to turn off business and turn on your home life. But at the same time, business is every day, man. There's always messages to be answered to. There's always phone calls that are gonna need to be answered. I mean,
especially with social media, people are contacting you at all times of the day. Like you can't stop that. Like there's a guy from California that'll write you like a note and at any time.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I see the stuff.
Yeah.
Social media is rough. That's a job in itself. I never realized how much you have to put into that to do the social media, and if you aren't posting consistently or posting good pictures or interacting with comments and stuff like that, like it kind of falls to the wayside a little bit. And it's hard because we had a restaurant phone and I don't know what happened to that. And so now
I love you guys so much.
We have a different phone, but it's with me all the time. And I always feel the need to pick it up and answer it. Like today, after we got done with our eye doctor appointment, we went and had lunch. and the phone rang, and coincidentally enough, it said California. And so I was like, oh, maybe it's Kevin. I don't know. So I answered it, and they're like, are y'all open? Like, oh, no,
Oh,
not till Thursday.
oh,
I have a
yeah.
hard time with that, not answering the phone and knowing when our days off are and shutting it down and not replying and
Yeah, it takes
telling people I'll reply back on this day or that. That's hard for me because you don't want people to feel like you're being rude or neglecting them or just ignoring them
yeah.
but it's hard.
But also too, you have to find the balance for yourself because you'll go crazy. It's
Yeah.
stressful enough. Well, and when we were contacting each other the last couple of weeks, you guys have done some construction and painting in the place?
So we've done some painting. We're working on, I don't know if you're going to start, probably not this week, but maybe next weekend.
Yeah, our Sunday off.
Yeah, our one day off. He'll start doing the poles and stuff that we're going to add for an additional awning and more outdoor seating and stuff like that. But last week or week before, I painted our menu on the wall. Finally, we just had butcher paper there forever, and with the humidity and stuff, just the tape doesn't stick with the butcher paper, and so we painted that up there. And then one of our outside walls, that's where our bathroom is, because we're an old gas station, so our bathroom is outside around the corner. We painted that wall, and we're going to have someone come out and paint like a little mural out there.
That's
so
cool.
It'll be a good picture spot and whatever. We tossed around ideas with that little wall for a minute. We wanted to just paint it all chalkboard or paint it whatever and have people just write where they're from on there. And then we were kind of like, well, that may not be good because you never know what someone might write on there. And,
humans.
So then we were like, oh, we can draw like a map and they can put where they're from. And, other places do that. So we're like, oh, we don't want to do that. And
some mean people out there, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give a damn.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give anybody any markers or anything. They can't write
especially if they're in the 10 to 20-year-old range too. They'll just do whatever they or that kind of that mentality. Like if they're 40 and they still are one to tag stuff.
No, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, exactly. So then let's describe your restaurant. Is there indoor seating and outdoor seating?
There's only outdoor seating.
Okay.
Before COVID, we had indoor and outdoor, which the outdoor is where the gas pumps and stuff used to be. So there's a canopy out there.
Okay, that's where that is. Yeah, I've seen that photo.
We have some netting around there to kind of block the wind and stuff. Before COVID, our order system was the same. You come up to the little counter that you order at now, but we only had 1, 2, 3, 4 tables inside maybe.
Okay.
And it was pretty crammed in there. And then once COVID hit, we shut down and did a drive-through like everybody else. And then we accumulated so much and got so much busier during COVID that we kind of needed that space where tables were for container storage and food storage. And so that's now what's happened on the inside is we have all of our dry goods storage, our paper storage, all that good stuff. So all of our seating is now outside. But before winter hits, hopefully, we keep saying this, hopefully, the garage part that was the mechanic shop, we'll get that cleaned out and have some tables and stuff inside there. So
that'll be cool,
there'll
though.
Be an indoor area.
That'll actually give you some opportunities too to not decorate, but make it could be a cool space.
Yeah.
We've got some ideas. We've got some things in the making with that. So
nice.
We sure don't want to make it look brand new or fancy or anything like that. We're a dive gas station barbecue place, and we want to keep it that way. So
I love that. That could be that's like the takeaway. Well, before I forget to ask too, how far away are you from Lubbock?
15 miles.
Minutes.
15? Is that, are you guys a little bit it's north, right? It's
what?
We're southeast of Lubbock.
Southeast. Okay. I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah.
So you and me both are directions.
Yeah, we're both maps.
She got lost in Slaton, man. No, they ain't that big.
Slaton's shaped like a wagon wheel, so it is. The downtown looks like a wagon wheel, and it's hard to get, if you're not from here, it's hard to get around.
So it's how big a town is it? Would it be considered a town or a city? Like how big is it?
No, it's a town.
In the town, we're what, 3,000? Are we 3,000?
We're 8,000.
Oh, we're 8,000. Oh, I was off.
See, told
8,000.
you, man, you got lost.
Well, I'm from Abernathy and we're like 3,000. So.
I had 3,000. There were 3,000 people in my high school, so it's just
Oh, gosh.
yeah, that wild. Yeah, like when I think about it, I'm like, wow, there's 1,200 people in my graduating class, so that's a lot of that's crazy. So, but then, so if you're close to, is that area like Lubbock and that area, is that called something? Are they, is it, are you guys not kind of triangle? Like I thought that
The Panhandle.
is it called, is it the Panhandle? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's just
I should know
flat.
that.
That's flat, man. There ain't nothing like between us and Lubbock. There's nothing but flat cotton fields. I
So
mean,
you
there ain't no
can
trees
see-
over here.
Yeah,
There's
you
not.
can see Lubbock, you can see little surrounding towns, and
Yeah, at nighttime there, when I'm there late at the shop, cooking, man, there's times where if there's no humidity in there, man, you can see Lubbock, like all the street lights from Lubbock, 15
Oh, wow.
miles away from where we're at. Yeah, it's that flat, man. It's pretty cool.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, there ain't nothing. This is the only place that our saying here is that, man, this is the only place where you can see your dog run away 2 days straight for 2 days. That flat. The dog will run away 2 days later. Yeah, he's still running away.
That's crazy. Are there armadillos and like other creatures out there, or like
Oh
coyotes,
yeah,
or-
yeah, man. We got armadillos, rattlesnakes, coyotes, hogs, man. We do a lot of hunting over here too, man. I don't do much of it anymore because I don't have time.
Yeah.
But used to go hog hunt, deer hunt, and everything. But where we're at, we're on top of the cap rock is what we call it. So right where we're at, there's the cap rock that goes down. So the elevation is different. The terrain is way different. 2 miles south of us. You go from like a flat land to just a straight, beautiful canyon scenery. Like
Wow.
West Texas. Desert scene. What you see on cowboys and Indians. And
Yeah,
stuff, man. It's just
exactly.
right there.
it's really nice outside of Slaton. We have our little canyon that he was talking about, but it's so pretty out there. Lots of people come out and take pictures. There's this one road that kind of drives down through the canyon and the trees just overlap the road, and it's so pretty. And you'll see wild turkeys out there and hogs and coyotes and all kinds of stuff. But at sunset, it's really pretty.
Yeah,
Yes.
I imagine that. Yeah, and that's like another reason why I'm doing that. I want people to branch out and go places that are not the usual spots. Like not just, I want people to go outside their comfort zone, because not only can they have great food at your place, but they can also see different terrain, see a
Yeah.
sunset that they've never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole different country over here, man. And we enjoy it. Like, I was talking to old Josh over there at Pop's Barbecue. We was talking about that. It's like, man, it's crazy now. You can go to Central Texas, man, and the vibe is different. But barbecue's barbecue. Everybody's doing their thing, doing great things down there. You come over here, man, it's different. Environment wise, it's different. But food wise, man, you still get great Texas barbecue all the way around Texas. Up here too.
Yeah.
And, everybody up here in the Panhandle is, man, everybody's been putting their time in. Everybody's been putting the work in, and it's showing. A lot of great people, Ian at Tom and Mingles, man, he flipped that thing awesome, man. His cooking is like off the chain now. I was like, wow. Who else? Hills is doing excellent stuff over there with the
Andrews.
burger and barbecue place.
Yeah, they just started their burger truck, Nirvana Burger.
Oh, they did?
And,
Okay.
oh my gosh, they're like smash burgers, and they do hand cut fries. Holy cow!
I need to talk to Andrew again. I talked to him so long ago, and such a nice guy, and they're so artistic. Like it's so such
Yeah.
it's so interesting. And then there's of course Evie Mays, and there's
Evie Mays,
Yeah,
Rahino, and
yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, Rahino and
Rahino.
Olsen. Man, there's a lot of it. You got Tyler's up there in Amarillo. But
Cool guy.
Heavy Mays, man, they don't have any days off, man. They are going 7 days
Yeah,
a week.
now they're
Yeah.
they've got
They give us anxiety, like, man, how are y'all doing that, man?
I know I get anxiety thinking about it too. It's like, because I used to work in a supermarket, so I know like that world. It's a whole
Yeah.
other beast. Yeah.
But man, they're doing great, man. Everybody's doing good things over here. It's amazing how much it's advanced in that short amount of time. It seemed like forever for all of us, but it's only been what, 4 years?
Yeah,
that
4
we've
years.
been-
I was gonna say, yeah, since you mentioned it, hasn't been that long. It seems
No.
yeah, it hasn't been long at all. It seems like it's been forever. And then some days it seems like it hadn't been a week, but it's
the pandemic too drew things out, like it changes time or something. It did something to time. Let's talk about your menu. What do you offer and what days of the week you open?
So we're open Thursday through Saturday, 11 to 4, unless we sell out before then. And then Sundays, 11 to 2. We're closed the first Sunday of every month. So
okay. Are people getting there before 11?
Sometimes, typically, we start getting busy around 11:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
11:30. Everybody's getting out.
There's not usually a line before 11.
Okay.
Sometimes there might be 1 or 2 people waiting. But there's not typically usually a line. Now, from 11 to 11:30, you get there, you're bound to get in and out pretty quick.
Okay.
You get there 11:30 to 1, like the line's going to be out the door normally. The wait's not super long. Fridays and Saturdays, we offer free beer, so that makes the wait a little bit easier.
Yeah, it definitely makes it go by better.
Menu-wise, we're doing your Texas trendy, your brisket, sausage, ribs. We got pulled pork, smoked turkey breasts. We're doing regular and jalapeno sausage. We just added a barbacoa to the menu.
Oh, nice.
And we're doing that on Fridays and Saturdays. Specials, we'll throw some specials out. Our specialty stuff, we got a Frito Pie that pretty much is all of our sides and plus your brisket. You've got a bed of Fritos, the beans, brisket mac and cheese, some chopped brisket, onions, pickles, fresh jalapenos, and barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's
so people order the Frito Pie and they expect to get like a
Ballpark
Frito Pie.
Yeah,
like concession stand Frito Pie. And then we do a large and a small of that. And we'll have guys that come in and guys built like Isaac. And I'll be like, they'll want to get the large. And I'm like, you have to go back to work later. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, get the small. Do not get the large. Like, you are going to regret it.
You're going to want to take a nap.
And that thing started off in, those little individual Frito Pie, or the Frito chip bags.
Mm-hmm.
That's our Frito Pie started off in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd slice it and then use it as a bed, kind of. Yeah. The first time I had Frito Pie was when I was in Texas. It's not something you have out here.
Yeah, it's not common other places.
Which is weird because it's so great and so simple.
It's awesome. It's heaven in a bag.
It is heaven in a bag.
Sides, we do Isaac does pinto beans, and then we make fried cabbage, which is not fried like breaded fried. It's like stir fried.
Okay.
My grandma and mom used to make it all the time, and I know it's not like their recipe, like they didn't make it, but I just remember them making it when I was little. Brisket mac and cheese, we do every day. Potato salad and loaded mashed potatoes. I alternate the two, so we don't have 2 potatoes every week, which confuses everyone, but we like to keep it that way.
Okay.
Like to keep them on their toes a little bit. And then on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, we just started doing green chili mac and cheese, and that's gone over really well.
That sounds, that's great. That's a great pairing. Do you guys have any desserts?
We do. Again, I alternate. I make the desserts. Carla does our sides usually, and I make desserts. And we don't have a lot of space to store a bunch of different desserts, so I typically will do one dessert all week long.
Okay.
I just got done I do like little cheesecakes in a cup. They're not like a normal cheesecake. They're just a cheesecake in a cup. But I just got done doing Oreo cheesecakes. We do banana pudding. My granny's pecan pie recipe.
Oh, that's nice.
We make. Let's see. A few weeks ago, I made peach and strawberry cobbler, and then peach and blueberry cobbler, and
Rice Krispie treats every now and then. You need to bring them back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love.
The fruity pebbles, Rice Krispie treats. Everybody loves those.
I'm a sucker for those. I'm so.
You can't not get a Rice Krispie treat. Like, they're so good.
They're the best. I think there's like a new trend of like people eating them before they work out or something. It's a new thing. I started seeing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess it gives you like the energy, or it gives you some kind of sustained. I'm not a big workout guy, so I don't know. But ask somebody that works out. Well, I'll interview somebody. Yeah, none of us know about it. But if you do, yeah, in the comments below. But no joking.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's actually that. Yeah, bring back the Rice Krispie treats. At least for I'll let you know a week in advance before, before I get there.
Yeah,
Uh,
before you come, let me know. I'll make some
You're
recipes.
coming this week, right? You said this week. All right.
yeah. And then every week I'm like, yeah, I'll be next week. I'll be next week.
Yeah.
And Isaac's like, tell her again. And
But no, man, he said he was coming. He said he was coming. You better have him ready. I'm walking out with a bag full of
Well, with desserts, it's funny because usually, like when I make them, especially if it's something that has to chill overnight, I stick them in the fridge and I can always count on one being gone. And so usually I'll try and write like Isaac on the lid of it or whatever because he will usually take something. Or if I make pies or anything like that, I might come in and get ready to slice
That's
them.
funny.
And there's like this little piece gone out of it. Isaac. It's like, well, I had to make sure it tasted good. Like, okay.
yeah, exactly. You need a quality control, right?
control, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then beverages wise, do you guys have the normal array of beverages, or do you guys have a beer? You guys give beer on this Friday, Saturday? You do beer?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday we do free beer. Usually it's Lone Star and Michelob Ultra.
Cool.
And then we try and throw a third one in there. Sometimes it's Shiner. Last week it was Coors Light.
Every now and then we'll do like a craft one. We'll do like some Dallas Law, some IPA or stuff like that. Just kind of mix it up, call it the Pitmasters call of the week or whatever. Hey,
Oh,
man,
that's cool.
This is what I drank over the last night, and try this, man. This is pretty good. Just kind of experiencing people. We got local breweries here too, and man, just a mixture of things, man. It's kind of whatever. I guess kind of how we feel, or kind of how.
It seems like that's kind of how you run your business too. It's almost like coming to someone's house, but it's
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
in the best way. Like, and I think that's a great.
Like you come in and we want it to feel like you're in our backyard or whatever. And 10 out of 10 times, like we laugh and joke with customers all the time. So you could be new in line and you're probably going to hear us like fake arguing back and forth with a customer or telling them like, get out of here, go sit down, stop yelling at me, stop whatever. And I always feel the new people because they stare at us like,
What's happening?
You hear how she's talking to that person? And
one time this new kid comes in there, new guy comes in there, he orders a sandwich. So I'm in there, I'm taking the bag out. So we walk out the kitchen, we just stand at the door and start hollering their name. Hey, Joe, and Joe was nowhere to be found. So it was a packed house. And so Joe was over there talking to some other people that I guess he just met. He just kind of scoping out their trade. And I'm sitting there, Joe, where you at, man? He turns around, Joe. I said, man, get over here, man. We ain't got time for this. The condiment's right there. Let's go.
for that kid. So the kid walked in and he was like, I told him, I was like, I wouldn't let Isaac talk to you that way because I thought he knew him, like the way he was talking to him. And he kind of looked at me and he was like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how it goes.
So funny.
Like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Come over here. Here's your pickles, onions, your barbecue sauce. Like, I apologize for Isaac.
Get your pickles. All right, man. We'll see you later.
Get going. No, but that's very like but that would be like if someone came to your backyard and you're messing with them the first time. Yeah.
Where's Kevin at? Yeah, I don't know. He's over there somewhere.
Yeah, just like which it's very possible that I would be like that, like this wandering like chat with. But that's what, and then I hope that people get that's what this is about. Like because you just seem fun loving, but you're also serious, and you're also like that you do bicker sometimes. Like it's like I love you're real. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say is.
No, man.
I hope people get that from us for sure.
We're
serious about our business part of it, and we're serious how our employees get treated and how our customers get treated and how our customers treat our employees. And we're serious, very serious about that. But it's fun. We want to make it fun. We want to make it fun for the customers. We want our employees to have fun, so they want to come back to work.
Yeah.
And
you want them to have a good life. That's important. Yeah.
We have no air conditioning inside of our building, and so the line that you're standing in is just hot, and the front of our building is all windows. So in the summertime, it is hot in there, and you try to just laugh and joke with people and make the weight in a non-air conditioning building a little less harsh.
Music's a big thing, man. We gotta have music playing. You know, so in the kitchen, man, it's whoever's on the board, whoever's slicing that day, it's their choice of music. I'm always, hey, who's cutting today? All right, man, what you feel like today?
Oh, that's
So
cool.
we can go anywhere from, from Metallica to Ice Cube radio, Snoop Dogg radio to
You get Selena radio
we
in
get
there.
Selena radio. We go down to Earth, Wind and Fire, the Gap Band.
Oh, I love that.
Parliament, it just depends on how you feel in the day in the kitchen, man, and whatever makes that kitchen flow. Hey, man, let's listen to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're gonna get a cuss word here and there, but hey, man, it is what it is, man. We're busting our butts back there, so
Yeah.
Outside, you find the music clean outside, but in the kitchen, it's whatever they want to listen to.
Yeah. But that's also like if I've been in a lot of kitchens, that's what it's like. It's like definitely.
Yeah. You find that common ground with everybody, and everybody kind of, I never listened to this music. Next thing you know, everybody, hey, man, what's that band you're playing?
Yeah. And that's good to expose people in, but also too, it's a grind. It's a grind. It's a lot of, and I'm sure there's moments where it's like really fast paced because it's it's busier at certain moments. So you need music or something to kind of get your mind. Yeah. Get you.
No, man.
It wears you down if it's silent back there.
It's like you're being punished without anything. You're like, come on, man, I gotta make some noise back here.
Well, that's also interesting too, because also I think people have before, but not many people mention their employees by name, and you have during this interview mentioned all your employees. So it's like it is a big family for you.
Yeah, we have 4 employees. Irma and Carla have been with us the longest. Irma is actually Isaac's aunt.
Oh.
And she started out just helping, and she still just comes to help, and she makes the tortillas every day. And she's like, she used to be a nurse, and so she's our nurse, she's our mom, she's our grandma, she's our friend, she's my dancing buddy when the Tejano music comes on.
A counselor or what else?
Therapist, yes. Now I think you said tortillas. Then do you have breakfast burritos? Is that something that you guys do? Or
so his dad used to do breakfast burritos.
Yeah, we don't do them anymore.
Okay.
We just make tortillas that go with the barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah. No, everything's made scratch. All the sides, tortillas made fresh every day. We have to. We don't have the storage to actually sit here and make a whole ton of it and let it chill. Like no, we don't. We got to go day to day on our stuff. But we'll get there. We'll get to the point so we can actually make a lot more. But anyway, like I said, the homemade tortillas, that's every morning. It's awesome, man. Because
I love homemade tortillas so much. I think anybody that's smart that loves them.
Yeah,
when they're fresh off the comal, man, they're nice and
amazing.
Every now and again, we'll get somebody like a friend or somebody that wants to pop by early and maybe not necessarily get food, but just say hello or whatever. And Irma will be making tortillas, and so the first thing, you want a tortilla? Sure. You want some butter on that? You want some honey? Sure. And so now everybody's gonna try and stop by early to get tortillas with the butter and honey.
Yeah, I know. It'd be like the new thing. Everybody's like, yeah, where's that tortilla butter and honey thing that I heard so much about?
One time we had it was when COVID was hitting, so we had 2 drive-through lanes, and so I was kind of walking by, just kind of seeing, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I wasn't in the kitchen, but I walked back there. I was asking Ashley about the ticket. So as I was walking through, this lady was ordering, and she had a little kid in the back in the car seat. So she places her order, and she asked, her son in the back, say, "Well, you want anything?" And the first thing he popped up, "Do they have pizza?" I said, "No, they don't have pizza." And I heard that little instant walking by, and I kind of stopped back and I was like, "Little man, you want a pizza?" I was like, "I'll be right back." So 30 seconds later, man, I'll run back into the kitchen. I get a tortilla, and I put that bad boy in the comal, and I start getting hot like a thin and crispy. So I throw some barbecue sauce on there, throw some cheese, and I sliced up some sausages real thin like pepperonis, and threw some chopped brisket on there, and cut it into 4s, and put that bad boy in the tray. And she came up to the window. I was like, "Here you go, brother. Here's your little homemade pizza." And oh my God, that lady almost went to tears, boy.
Yeah, I almost want to go to tears. That's such a that's such a nice thing, and that sounds so good too.
It's so good, but the pizza is not on the menu.
yeah. If you're listening to this, do not order the pizza unless you're that same little. What if that little boy comes in? If he can get one, right? anytime.
Yeah. When dude comes through, man, and like, yeah, man, I mean, you made that pizza. I got you.
We don't have kids, and so the little kids, when they come in, like they kind of tug at your heartstrings a little bit. We had one of our regular customers come in on Friday, and we used to make quesadillas, chopped brisket quesadillas, and we stopped making them because they take a long time and it just slows down the line like crazy. And there's only a certain few of us back there doing stuff, but his little girl wanted a quesadilla, and he was asking, do y'all still make quesadillas? And it's like, she wants one. And he said, yeah. I was like, yeah, we can make her one. So Isaac made her just one little tortilla folded over in a quesadilla. But
oh, that's nice.
So the little kids always get what they.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. Yeah.
we get customers in there. Hey, man, do y'all still do that grilled cheese? All right, man, just for you, man. We'll knock this out real quick. Grilled cheese.
Like, don't tell anybody you got one.
Go eat in the back, man. Don't come up to the front.
yeah. I'll give it to you around the corner. Do not tell anybody.
I'm just gonna put it in the back, take it home, and eat it. Don't eat it.
So because if people see it, they want it. So that's and you said you said you're on the flat top. What are you doing are you doing stuff on like a griddle too? What are you guys doing?
Well, we call it the griddle. It's actually the formulate, is where we actually finish off the tortillas right there.
So that's what
Yeah, so it covers up 4 burners. So with that, what I'm toasting buns, making quesadillas or warming tortillas, and then right next to that we've got all of our sides, and I'm sitting there scooping out. So it's buns down. Hey, we got 2 sandwiches, trying to stay ahead. So I'm doing that at the same time, plating food, and whoever else is sacking next to me, they're finishing off, like doing condiments and finishing off the plates, like adding, piece of bread or, adding whatever. And then our cutter's right behind me. So as soon as he's cutting, I'm already 2 plates ahead of him. So that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to keep it flowing. All he's got to do is drop meat on it and let's roll.
Now, do you guys you don't have, I was looking online a while ago. Do you have pre-order? Can you order ahead of time?
We usually have people that will call like the day ahead, and they'll order, and then we have them come pick up about 10:30 the following day, like the next day in the morning. That way they don't have to wait in line, and especially people, if they're going to have 5 pounds or more, it makes it easier. Call the day ahead, and we can kind of adjust our cook a little bit. We have enough time to do that, but yeah, we do pre-orders. We don't advertise it too much because then we've had a bunch of people call in the mornings and want to order just like, can I get a sandwich? Can I get this?
That's not.
Kind of runs you out for the day, and it doesn't do very well. So
it adds. I think it's a headache that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. We got enough things going on, but
yeah, exactly.
Last thing we need to do is worry about that. Which maybe one day we'll get to that, but not right now.
Yeah.
We're just mainly focusing on hey, you want to come eat? Hey, come into Pitforks. Come try, stand in line, get the experience. You're gonna hear some funny things. You're gonna hear some bickering between me and Ashley every now and then, but nah, it's not that bad. It's just
but also too, like if people, they can call ahead to make sure you still have meats and stuff. Like if it's getting later in the day, that's a good thing to do.
We have just the one phone, and if nobody's in line, we're able to answer it. But if I've got one person in line or 20 people in line, I don't answer the phone. And so I try every day to post right around 1:30ish, whenever our lunch rush kind of quits. I post. What does well for us is posting our out of sign. So it lets people see like the time that I posted, what day, and what we're out of. So
I saw it recently. I think was it yesterday that I saw it, or the day before? No,
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually post the out of sign every day just to give people an idea of what we don't have left, and so that's
smart.
You go on our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, whatever, and you can see what we have.
And what are those ones so people know? Is it Pitforks? Is it Pitforks _& smokering? Is that what it is? Is that?
Hang on, man. We're gonna look that up.
Yeah. No. I'll have it below, and I'll put it like on this, and I'll have it all your contact information below. But I just want to make sure people. I thought it was like the. Let me look at it.
So the Instagram is Pitforks _ _smokerings _BBQ.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then Facebook is just Pitforks and Smokerings BBQ, and Twitter is Pitforks BBQ.
Okay. Perfect.
It all should be in Pitforks BBQ.
Yeah, no, they put it. They can
Make it
find it, and
visible.
I'll put. I'm gonna do a companion blog, and I'll put all that stuff below. Is there anything? Is there anything that we missed?
Oh, wild ride. You know, it's been
Yeah.
fun. It still is. Still got a lot of growing. You
Yeah.
know, main thing is, you know, we're super excited for, you know, upcoming events that are happening. We're excited to see everybody excel. We're excited to see everybody, you know, putting their time in, man. They're grinding, you know. It's exciting times over here on this side of Texas, man, because, man, the food is awesome, man. There's a lot of places here that are blowing up, and, man, it should keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually do an actual barbecue tour here.
Yes.
And it's not just two places, man. You've got places that are popping up left and right.
You could stay. Yeah, like I was talking to Mallory. You could stay overnight. There's like enough to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they're all within driving. Like you could hit them all up in the same day. Like we're all right here. So
that's a lot of eating, though. That's a lot of eating.
Yeah. That's why I said like spread it out 2-3 days. But now also too, you guys are going to be at the second pit stop for Texas Monthly, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's our first barbecue. Well, we were part of Barbecue Fest last year. Of course, it was just a drive-through, and they didn't have it in Austin like they normally do. So that was our first year of Barbecue Fest for Texas Monthly, and then this year we actually get to be a part of it. He gets to cook, and so it's kind of nerve-wracking a little bit.
Man, I'm nervous as hell about it, man, because you know I talked to Aaron, I talked to Arnis. I haven't been able to meet Tyler yet, man, but I've heard nothing but great things. But just knowing that, you know, I get to cook alongside 3 great badass pitmasters, dude, that, you know, I'm always looking at them like, man, y'all are awesome, dude, and I actually get to do that, man, and
it's gonna be fun.
It's humbling.
It's very hard, but you deserve it, and you've worked hard, and it's gonna, you know, try to enjoy the experience as much as you can, because it's it is a really cool, you deserve it, and it's really cool. Like because I'm writing up a post about the pit stops, and I last night, and I had seen it, and I'm like, oh, I want to ask you guys about that, because I was happy that you guys are on that list. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, when you get that phone call and you're like, hey, man, you want to do this? About hell yeah, I want to do this, man.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Yeah, right, I'm going to do that.
You don't have to tell us much about it. Like, yes.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'll take it.
Whatever it is, I'll do it.
Yeah, we had Robert Sierra came down last week. Was it Friday?
Nice.
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday, he came through. He was doing the Red Raider meat cook-off, the steak throwdown. So him and Gabe Ornelas came through, and they sat there and chilled for a while, and
he's so nice.
We got to talking about the tour, the barbecue fest tour, man, and same thing I was telling him. I was telling you, I was like, man, it's humbling to know this, man, that, you know, hey, all we're doing is just cooking. That's all we're trying to figure out. And he's like, dude, your stuff is good, man, and he said, y'all are all great. He said, you're up there for a reason, you know that, right? And I was like, that kind of hit me pretty hard right there. I was like, damn, I guess you got Robert Sierra telling you that? Yeah. But you better take it for what it is, man. You know
exactly. You know. Yeah, he's one of the Mount Rushmore of barbecue kind of guys. Like really, definitely.
He walks into a room and it's just
like Moses parting water.
Yeah, and I know it's like he almost like doesn't even seem like a real person, because like, and I've talked to him forever, but it's like so like it's pretty amazing.
So dang nice too. So nice. Everybody's so nice. Like. Yeah. I haven't met anybody in the barbecue industry at all that is not nice.
I know one.
Well, I know one.
I know one. There's a few. There's like 99.9%. You're saying Isaac? Yeah. There's that Isaac guy. He's a jerk. But
yeah, that Isaac guy from Pitforks, he's all right.
Yeah. Ashley and Isaac are, you know, they're whatever. But
they're all right people.
No, thank you. No, but thank you guys. But have a good evening, and thank you. And I can't wait to meet you guys in person. That'll be awesome.
Likewise, man. Likewise, brother. We'll have a good time.
All right. Yeah. Have a good evening. All right. Take care.